Now, I'm told J.D. Vance is a populist. I'm told he's a populist. I'm told he's a pro-worker Republican. That's what he is. So I tell you all that to show you this clip. Look at his answer on a question about him and Trump and their position on the minimum wage. Watch this.
As you talk about the economy, what does the Trump-Vance ticket believe the federal minimum wage should be? If Trump gets a second term, would he support raising it or should it stay the same? And is there a specific number that he would support it at?
Well, look, President Trump believes very strongly that the best way to promote raising Americans' wages is with tight labor markets. When an employer has got to pay a good wage to attract the right people, and you know the way that you destroy, whether you have a higher minimum wage or a lower minimum wage, the way to destroy the wages of American workers is to import 20 million illegal aliens and let them stay here with work visas.
He was asked a super direct question, super direct on the minimum wage. Completely dodged it. You want to know why he dodged it? Because him and Trump are not in favor of raising the minimum wage. But he knows, hey, if I come out and say, we want to keep it the same, then people will be like, oh, would you look at that? A position that's not very pro-worker. You want the minimum wage, J.D. Vance, to not be a living wage. In other words, you want people to have to work full-time and not make enough money to survive and get the basic bare necessities. That's your actual position. But you're too much of a Weasley prick to say it. So look, it's one thing. If Paul Ryan gives this answer, it's one thing. I expect this answer from Paul Ryan. He's equally wrong, and I'll argue against it. But at least it's, hey, he's being upfront. He's being honest. Because Paul Ryan would say, keep it the same or lower it. Or don't have one. Paul Ryan would say something like that. Okay. At least we're having an honest conversation where you are honestly wrong and I can debate it, right? But this is Weasley bullshit. This is, I'm a pro-worker Republican. I'm a populist. Oh, what do you think the minimum wage should be? I see tight labor markets are good and immigration is bad. So you're not in favor of raising the minimum wage. Just say it. Just say it. Well, if you guys take anything away from this show and this segment right now, make it be this. Try to get direct answers out of people, and if they don't give you a direct answer, understand that's because they have the position that is the wrong thing, and they know if they say it, they'll get attacked harder, and they'll get disagreed with harder. That's why he does this. Because he knows it's fucking red flag McGee if he says, we want to keep it the same, or we want to lower it, or we want to not have one, right? Yeah, we want to keep we're not in favor of raising the minimum wage. We know Trump's not in favor of raising the minimum wage. He very famously said it at a debate in 2016. He didn't lift a fucking finger to raise the minimum wage. Biden didn't get a higher minimum wage either, but he did sign an executive order to raise the minimum wage for all federal government contractors and employees. So that's like 400,000 people who got a raise. And by the way, again, Mr. Populist, pro-worker Republican, is he for the PRO Act? Oh, that's right, he's not. Mr. I'm in favor of extending the child tax credit. Oh, really? They just had a vote on that, and 44 Republican senators voted against it, and you didn't even show up for the vote. So, not for the PRO Act, which means not in favor of the best union bill that's out there, not in favor of extending the child tax credit because you didn't show up to fucking do it, and now making very clear, not even in favor of raising the minimum wage. Just please spare me. Please spare me. Stop with the bullshit rhetoric and the populist tap dance, or every now and then you'll say something which vaguely, rhetorically sounds maybe slightly populist. If your record doesn't match up with it, shut the fuck up. And your record doesn't match up with it. You know who the real populist in the race is? You all know this. Tim Walz. He's the one who did raise the minimum wage for small businesses. He's the one who did do 12 weeks paid family leave and 12 weeks paid sick leave. He's the one who did do free school breakfast and free school lunch. He opposed the Wall Street bailouts. We don't need to go through the entire policy agenda here, but this is what the guy did. Sectoral bargaining, raising wages for nursing home workers. He actually walks the walk. He doesn't just talk the talk. J.D. Vance, in this instance, is not even talking the talk or walking the walk. He's just dodging because he knows my answer would be unsatisfactory to say the least. So again, anytime somebody tells you he's a pro-worker Republican or a populist Republican, show them this clip. You're not a fucking populist if you don't support the PRO Act, and you're not a populist if you don't support raising the minimum wage. This is the fucking bare minimum shit, man. Again, working full-time and not making enough money to survive, that's what he wants you to have to do. He wants you to have to work 2 or 3 jobs. Just so pathetic. Turns out going to an Ivy League college and being a fucking venture capitalist is more of an impact on your politics than being raised with Meemaw and Peepaw or whatever the fuck, right? Take your folksy bullshit and shove it up your ass because you're not in favor of the right policies, and that's all that matters. All right, guys, that's the show. I love you all very much. You know the drill. Everybody, please click like, click subscribe, all that fun stuff. Click that bell icon so you get a notification every single time a video drops. And yeah, that's all. I think we have Jesse Ventura on Crystal Kyle and Friends this week. That should be interesting. I got to double check. I'm pretty sure we have Jesse Ventura on the show. So that's really cool. Anyway, love you guys, and I will see you next time. Peace. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.